Today we will be talking about the Britannica school database which has been procured by the school. This database has three levels: the foundation, intermediate and advanced level. First, before we go over there, we have to log in. You have been given the login details in the email. With the help of this link, this is the page that opens up. You put in the login details, the username and the school password. Today we will be talking about the advanced level of the Britannica school database. So when we click on the advanced level, this is the page that opens up. Before we do any research work, we can sign in with our personal ID. This allows us to save the research that we have done in our resource packs and in our favorites, which can then be converted into lesson plans. Now, how do we go about doing that? We click over here and we sign into our personal account. We have to create an account first, where you have to put in your username, your password. You have to write your email ID, which is compulsory for the teacher, and click on educator and create your account. Once I sign into my account, when I go to My Britannica, these are the things that I can see. So over here, you see we've got favorites, resource packs, lesson plans, and public lesson plans. I'll come to this in a little while. Here, this is the main homepage of the Britannica School Advanced Database. Here you've got science and pictures. If you want to explore articles on your particular subject, you have the option of exploring articles. So for geography, history, sciences, society, sports, and technology, these are the parameters, and you can click on any one of them based on your subject, and you get all this information over here. Similarly, you can, if you're searching for images or videos that you want to show to your students, you have the option of doing that. And this is the biography section. If you're looking for biographies on personalities in a particular era, okay, or particular nationality, and in a particular subject, you can do that as well, and you have the whole information over here. Now there are these flashbacks that you can share with your students if you find them relevant to your subject. You can share these quotes. These keep changing every day. If you find these quotes relevant, again, you can share it with your students. Here, for the geography teachers, this is something that is very interesting, which you can share with your students. There is this compare countries option where two countries can be compared. So supposing if you are teaching two countries and you want to have a comparison, you can do that as well. Here, you will get their flags, the official names, the forms of government, capitals, languages, etc. You get all the statistics for comparison over here. Again, if you want to see any articles on these countries, you click on articles and medias, and over here you get the articles, you get the images and the videos as well. Again, if you are teaching the children about a particular country or about a particular city, and you want to know information about them, you just click over here on the World Atlas, you type in that city or that country's name, and you will get the information. Here you will get the map, you will get the summary, the profile, and related articles as well. If you want to see whether there are any particular primary sources that you want to share with your students, particularly for the history section, you can have a look at these primary sources where you'll find letters speeches, etc., which will help in supplementing and enhancing your teaching. Again, over here, since we are living in a digital era where news keeps changing every day, you can have a look at this news of the day. The news is taken from the New York Times and BBC News. Now, I have to prepare a lesson on maybe say ancient Egypt. So I just search over here, I put ancient Egypt over here, and I see what information I am getting. I am getting articles. I go through this article and I find it relevant for my lesson plan, or I find it relevant to share to the students. So I can share this article. I can either email it to them or I can share it with my students on Google Classroom. I can make a resource pack by adding it to my favorite. So here I click on the star button and I create a resource pack on ancient Egypt. I create a resource pack over here, okay, and then I say done. I want to take a printout and read it. I can even take a printout for that. Britannica also offers citation, which is useful for the IB teachers. And over here is the translate option. Now this is useful for the language teachers. If the language teachers want to share articles or share information in that language, this is a translate button. Over here you've got multiple languages like Hindi, French, Marathi, Spanish, etc. So here I've got French. Sorry. And this is what the article gets converted into the French language. Okay, I can go out, and if I want it back in English, I just close it and I come back. If I want to listen to it, I am not interested in reading the article, I can even have there is an audio option over here where you can listen to that information. Now this is the article. If I want to see whether there are any images on ancient Egypt, I click on the image icon. I look at this image and I want to share this image with my class. So I want to put it in my lesson plan. So first I have the sharing option. I put it in my favorites in my resource pack. So here I have created my ancient Egypt resource pack and I add it over here. Now I want to see whether there are any videos that are relevant to my lesson. I look at this video and here there is an option of video transcript. So I just glance through the video. If I don't want to listen to the whole video, I just go through this and I find it relevant for my lesson. So I add it in my favorites in my resource pack. Now there are journal articles. If I am looking at primary sources, if I'm looking at journal articles on ancient Egypt, I open this article and I see whether it is relevant. I glance through it. Here I have the name of the author as well as the journal it is published in and when it was published. And I again add it to my favorite because I feel it is relevant for my lesson. I also have the web's best sites where Britannica has curated the authentic sources from the websites and put it over here. So I don't have to worry whether the information is authentic or not. I also have primary sources and ebooks. If I am looking at certain ebooks or primary sources, I can click on this. I can see whether it is related. If it is relevant for my lesson, I can again add it in my favorite resource pack. Now, I want to see whether there are any public lesson plans on ancient Egypt, but unfortunately, there aren't any over here for this subject. Now, I go to my resource pack where I have already created my ancient Egypt resource pack. Here, I can see that I have one primary source, one image, one video, an article, and a magazine. Now I can edit this pack and say that this is going to be for my grade 7 to 11. I can put in a description. I can select my subject, and if I have any material, a Word document or a PDF, I can even upload that, and I can save my resource pack. Now I can share this resource pack as well with the students. I can send it by email, I can give them the link, or I can even share it with Google Classroom. Now I can also convert this into a lesson plan. And all these information opens up. So I can just fill up all the details over here and I can save my plan. So when I want to go back to it, I already have my lesson plan ready over here. Now this sums up the Advanced Britannica School Advanced Database tutorial.